Today I'm delivering a load of logs to a building site in the Yaak. The Yaak, Y-A-A-K, is the extreme northwest corner of Montana. So that way, ahead of us about 5-6 miles is the Canadian border and the corner of Idaho, Montana, and British Columbia. So it's a remote area, and the site I'm going to is going to be a Montana rancher, and the site is too difficult and the driveway is we're not able to take a semi truck in there, so I've got to deliver the logs with this pickup and a gooseneck trailer. So I brought my daughter Verena along today to see the area. She's never been up in this part of the woods before. It's kind of neat countryside, and it's about 40-50 years back in time. Things are pretty laid back up here. So if you want to live in the Yaak, you got to be prepared to drive to the big city of Libby or Bonners Ferry, Idaho for your shopping, which both of them are about over an hour from here, because the roads are quite twisty and curvy, and there's wildlife on the roads. We kept seeing some deer this morning. We almost hit a deer, but I'm taking it easy. Got a good load behind us here. Check out the load in the back. I got the truss for the front of the Montana Rancher and some of the purlins, and I'll be hauling 5 or 6 loads to get all the bundles up here to the building site. It's real pretty right here, crossing the Yak River right up here. There's some homesteads up here. Check that out. Here's a horse riding thing where they put the horses in for going riding. Isn't that a pretty river? I came up here one time and there was a moose right up here. I like this homestead right around the corner here. There's a really neat, tranquil pond and a homestead. So when we deliver logs, this is the pre-assembled log package, which is all built at home at the Meadowlark facility and then bundled so they can be lifted with a forklift, put on a truck, transported anywhere in the country. But locally, we tried to use a semi-truck, but most building sites you can't get a semi-truck in there, so we use a short trailer. If it's a longer distance away, we use a semi, and then if you can't get to your actual site, it has to be unloaded before you get to the site, then transferred onto a smaller truck to get in the driveway. Over here is a real neat valley. I like these homesteads over here where the Yaak River winds through the area. Some neat old homesteads over there. To my left, I don't know that I can see it anymore, but it's back there a few miles, is the tallest peak in northwest Montana. It's called Northwest Peaks Scenic Area. I believe the peak is around 8,000 feet, and you can drive to it and hike to the top. It's very close to Canada and very close to Idaho. I believe it's like a mile from Idaho and 2 or 3 miles from Canada. So it's right in the corner of the state. And this elevation we're at is probably around 4,000 feet. So we're higher than where we live in Libby, and so we get more snow and it's colder up here. The seasons are shorter. and the shorter season and the more snow explains the lower population up here. The people they have to be hardy and prepared to drive a long ways for their groceries. A lot of the groceries come from the woods. They shoot the deer and the moose and the elk up here, the rabbits. So the natives, they do a lot of hunting and eating out of the woods here, fishing. A lot of people say this area right up here reminds them of Alaska. The wildness of it, this particular little area here. In front of me, we're driving through this old growth forest, which means fire didn't kill it. Not much logging has occurred in this area, and the trees are huge. I love this forest. And I got a surprise waiting for you guys right around the corner. I want to get out and show you what it is. It's from a bygone era. Really cool. I don't know about you, but I like antiques and things from the past that are useful and still being used. So this is one of those relics that is old, but still in use. It's the Yak Post Office. So I'm getting out and having me a look. Let's take a peek at this. This is an actual, well, it's a federal building, but it's used as a post office. Let's check it out. I've got the load, as you can see. I stopped here to check out the federal building in Yaak, Montana. This is actually being used, and I think it's unlocked. Let's check it out. Wow. It's a mailbox thing. It's a post office for the residents up here. It's a place to put all their mailboxes out of the snow. Isn't this neat? Here are these hand-hewn logs with the adze cuts here. And a cool window. This is something else. I'm going to take this Kubota track loader and unload the logs here at the building site. The concrete's already done, the crawl space and the piers. So let's have a look over here at the crawl space. Michael labeled these with a ribbon so I don't drive over them. These are the concrete piers where the porch posts, the short posts go on to support the front porch of this Montana rancher. The entrance will be here, and this is the concrete stem wall. If you do a log home, a meadowlark log home, you need 8 inches of poured concrete so it's heavy enough to carry the heavy log walls. And over there is the foundation for a Montana cabin, 18 by 24. That comes after the house is up. So we're going to put frame walls on these footers in the middle to carry the joists, which I believe go the long way, this way, to the subfloor. You notice this concrete's above the ground about 1 foot, 18 inches. In Montana, or most northern climates, you want the concrete off the ground a little bit because all the snow that sheds and piles up and rainwater doesn't go into the floor. You don't want a slab. We really encourage people, don't use a slab, a concrete slab. In the south, that's one thing. In the north, you need to get a footing to get underneath for your plumbing, get the house off the ground so you can drain away the water and the snow. Okay, let's unload that load of logs. The first load I got is the railings and the rafters and some miscellaneous items, and we'll stack them in a way where the crane can sit right here and move and pick up one log at a time to swing onto the house.